It's Nolan. From the other side of the tracks, yeah, rags to riches. Came up sleeping on floors, now I'm running a business. Watch for intruders, gotta keep an eye on their movements. Duffel bag full of cash for the shooters. Young ruler, I built the dog from the soil, let the water boil. If it's anything that you need, you know I got it for you. My clientele buy and sell, they feel it, I'm like Grrrl, I'm winning. Been a minute since I had to take an L, that's light. Covered in ice, double the price. Hustle game, rolling the dice, I'm living the life. Trap paper like a binder, my girl rockin' designer. Got the sauce like lasagna, I'm chillin' in my recliner.
Money on my mind, yeah.
Money on my mind.
Gotta get it all the time, yeah. I be on that grind, but my life on the line just to see the dollar sign, yeah.
High fashion, flashing, hit the gas, I'm mashing. Get cash, my passion, like the law of attraction. Bout to cop me a mansion. These haters be acting, but I'm all for the action. Y'all don't want this reaction. My hands stay dirty, but the paper clean. Keep my crew tight, y'all the type to switch teams. Let my wrist gleam. I've been watching all your moves through my big screen. I've been plotting on a way to make the strip lean. Men of respect, I'm still in the back. More jewels cover the neck, you know how I rap. Every day stay on the flex, I'm fly as a jet. Never see me working the desk, my product the best.
Money on my mind, yeah.
Money on my mind.
Gotta get it all the time, yeah.
Get it all the time.
I be on that grind, but my life on the line just to see the dollar sign, yeah.
Get the dollar signs on me.
Money on my mind, yeah.
Money on my mind.
Gotta get it all the time, yeah.
Get it all the time.
I be on that grind, but my life on the line just to see the dollar sign, yeah.
Get the dollar signs on me.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. That song y'all just heard is called Money on My Mind, man. You know, funny enough, I made that song really for a couple years ago. I made it for Power. Ghost didn't get picked up by Power Ghost. It's never been released, so if y'all fuck with it, maybe one day that'll come out too. You know what I'm saying? Down the line, down the pipeline. We're still pitching that stuff for other opportunities out there though. But yeah, we gotta get into this whole Young Miami thing, man. We can't waste no time getting into this because I really don't have much of it. So let's just get into it, cut right into the chase, right? Young Miami and Saucy Santana, they came out and they did a new episode of Caresha Please. We don't even know if Caresha Please is really finna be back on a regular basis. Clearly, she still has access to the studio. The production film crew is still on Revolt, you know, even though Diddy has exited Revolt and left and, you know, been replaced at the company. So she's coming out. She's speaking on, you know, this is supposed to be like some tell-all type of episode. It's a 30-minute interview. If you haven't seen it, you got to be under a rock because nearly 2 million people have seen it overnight. You know what I'm saying? But in the interview with Saucy, she ends up talking about Diddy, the allegations, her, you know, her purview of the situation, and of course, her involvement, if any, in his situation, right? She talks about where her current relationship stands with JT, which I feel like both of them have come out and spoken on their relationship within the last couple of months. So I didn't know why that was like super pertinent. Because they had already said that things were good. I feel like the answer that she gave with Saucy Santana, it might be the real answer, but it definitely gives you a little bit more of a grim outlook on their relationship than what they've previously stated. And then Young Miami gets into where she's at currently with music and, you know, how that's going. We're going to get into it all You know what I mean? But again, I have a limited time, so I can't really play with this. You know what I'm saying? So first up, we're gonna get into her outlook on the Diddy situation. They are split, they are separated, they're not dating any longer. She says that you know, it was too much for her to try to handle and support and be behind them. So it was best that they just go their separate ways. He figure out his life, she figure out hers. I'm gonna be honest, it didn't feel like it was super convincing that there was a shut door on revisiting that relationship at a later time, maybe when the heat died down or the watchful eye of the public. Perhaps, I don't know. We'll see. But we will go ahead and pull up the clip of her talking about you know, his allegations, again, connection to the situation, if any, and all that good stuff.
Comes to Diddy, why do you think that you are so heavily involved in everything? Like everything that comes out about him, like you said, it's automatically, well, what you think? Well, how you feel? What you got to say?
Because people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader and I made him my brand. And I feel like Diddy was on brand for me. I got with Diddy environment to my life. I had him at the office. I was still doing rich roulette in the split. All
Yeah.
right on. Ari slap on my ass. I ain't never think I was bigger than the program. I was still on my City Girl shit. I was still doing remixes. Don't play with it.
You did Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane.
First Impression.
I was still working. City Girls was on tour with Jack Harlow. We had At Bad. You know, Diddy came to me with the song. Told JT, let's get on this record. Like, I was still doing City Girls shit. I was heavily involved in the group. I never thought I was bigger than the program.
So with Diddy, what was your experience with dating him? Because I feel like in the headlines, it's a lot of just chaos and it's a lot of allegations. And so I think that's what makes people feel like, well, since you were so heavily involved, you were a part of these things or you were around these things. So what was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at P Party and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
Yeah.
When I was dating him, it was love, love, love. The frequency is high. We used to laugh because that's like him saying it's always, what's up, queen?
Yes.
So I just felt like I met him like in a whole new era and that wasn't my experience. Like when I met him, it was just like, I told y'all on season 1, I even asked him like, why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with a city girl?
Yeah.
Why you coming into my world? Because I'm on some whole other shit. Like, you know my lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when I got with him, he was just a man.
I'm gonna jump in here real quick because I want to address this, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. I do see where she's coming from because she says she got with him in the love era, you know what I'm saying? And he was receiving all types of Lifetime Achievement Awards, and all the whole shit, doing tributes to him and him doing his own tribute with his sons. And, so she was enjoying the good times while the good times were rolling. I gotta say, I understand where she's coming from. The only thing that I don't necessarily cut her slack on is because she thinks she speaks a little bit slow. And when I say slow, kind of uneducated-ish. Just the way she puts her, unrefined. Let's just say that. Not uneducated, but unrefined. That she could kind of pull one over on people, because what people are asking you why you with him is because they're assuming that getting to look behind the curtain, you would have seen what's going on, right? You would have been privy to the operation of what was going on, right? You've been implicated in Lil Rod's lawsuit for less than savory things, right? There's other women, or another woman, I should say, affiliated with Diddy that was also dating him around the same time. and y'all were going back and forth, and you said that he would make her eat your cootie cat, right? So from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, so maybe she is down with the operation. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you say that in a public forum that this man could make her get down and eat the coochie cat? You know what I'm saying? That seems a little explicit. But you said it full force with your whole chest on social media, like that was real. But then you want to, well, I don't know why everybody feels like, well, I don't know. But I will say, during the time that she got with the nigga, it's not like she was signed to him. So she thought everything was going to be peachy keen, and she says that he treated her well. That's what I'm receiving here from what she's saying.
Like it was more of like, okay, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit. We gonna communicate. We gonna get solutions. What's going on? Like we ain't even going that route. So that was my experience with him.
So a lot of the things that people really like say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said anything? Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, like why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person and that wasn't my experience.
So with you being, I feel like, a survivor of domestic violence, he never hit you in a relationship. He was never violent. Was that something that you had to tolerate, or that's just that wasn't a part of, because I feel like that's the biggest thing to him right now is, what he going through in these lawsuits and, that video that came out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are wondering, was that your experience? And I know personally that you've been through domestic violence before, and I don't think that's something that you've grown from and that you don't tolerate.
I've been through domestic violence in 2 relationships. And I told myself after the second relationship, I would never put myself in that situation again, especially now being that I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I was a mother then, but like having a daughter, like I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us. I think that, like, I was able to come and be a brand ambassador for Deleon and take it to a whole nother level because I feel like, I won't say nobody wasn't drinking Deleon, but...
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon.
But when I came, it was just like, it's a city or a summer, we drinking Deleon, we acting bad. So I feel like I was an asset. I honestly just feel like with Diddy, like, I met him at a P party and I don't know what his intentions was, but I don't know if it was like business or he really liked me, but I felt like, when he got me, he really saw something in me. And that's why he was like, you know what? You got a big personality. Like you should do a podcast. Like you know how to engage in conversations. Like you know how to ask good questions. So I felt like, I came into his world and I was able to like turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, he had Deleon. I was able to have the whole world drinking Deleon, putting in his songs. Like, I made it popular, Yeah. And then with Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, and then with him, it was like he was able to, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue. Like, I wasn't going into the relationship thinking like, I want to get a purse. I want to go on private jets. I want to get diamonds. Like,
all right. So what I'm hearing is this was a mutually beneficial relationship. For some, maybe this was a contract relationship, right? Some people talk about contract relationships when it comes to Jonathan Majors, Megan Good. People talk about contract relationships when it comes to Lori Harvey and anybody you see her standing next to, right? And as you can see, Diddy saw something in her. She was like this. If I put this in simplest terms, she was like the everyday chick, right? She's pretty. She's got, you know, the City Girls thing popping off, but it's not like her music was like super uber successful, right? Because by the time City Girls really hit, Megan Thee Stallion was the one that was like elevating to the next thing. But they were part of the conversation. But I think he understood like this is the Southern around the way girl. This is the audience that may not be tapped in with what Diddy has going on. So he's like, I could use, you know what I mean? And of course, based on whatever he saw in her, you know what I mean? As far as her appearance, as far as the way she carried herself or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or what he envisioned for her to turn her up, to take her from that to this. He was invested in it. And for her, she had no problem investing back because it's like there's so many different benefits that you're going to get outside of the music game, right? Which, as we know, Miami was never concerned about 100% being a rapper. JT always was the one that was like locked in with that. So it worked. You know, at one point she in the interview that we're not showing, she talks about how there really wasn't that much money in the group. And again, City Girls were not selling records crazy. And it's not like they were just like wildly talented, even with their stage performance and stuff like that. So it's not like they were bringing in tons of bread. Not to say that they were broke, but they're not really making their label much money. So how much is actually going to get funneled down to them? So this was her way out, right? Outside of music, because music got her on. But then getting with Diddy and elevating, getting this show, whatever the budget was for that, all of the access that she's talking about, getting ready with me with Vogue, all of these things, her profile increased 1,000%. And in the midst of that, she says that she helped Diddy turn up De Leon and got the people, the everyday regular folks who otherwise might not have bought into the De Leon brand, because Diddy seemed, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, we invested in Diddy with Ciroc during that era. This De Leon thing, we not really fucking with him like that. Not to say that people didn't like him, but he was like the old nigga at the club now. But then you get this new chick, this new energy. All right, cool. Let's fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So again, mutually beneficial, right? Now let's get into her and JT. Okay. Young Miami on the relationship with JT, where they stand as of today.
You ready for the smoke?
I'm ready for the smoke. Is you ready? So when it comes to, you know, City Girls and JT, y'all was having an argument on Twitter. You felt like, you know, she was making songs about you. She felt like you throwing a rock and hide in your hand. Where do y'all stand at today as City Girls and just as sisters, as friends?
Shit ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like, we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her like as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day or we checking in like, hey, you know, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit. It's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same motherfucker the old days?
I feel like once we go to the internet, that's kind of like I'm the type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we can hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like once it goes to the internet, I feel like you trying to get people to pick a side. Mm-hmm. Like you putting people in our business to pick a side, and I don't fuck with that. Because I feel like we've been friends for so long that if we gonna go to the internet, we gotta air each other dirty laundry. Like I'm gonna have to say some shit about you, you gonna have to say some shit about me, and people gonna have to pick a side. And if we real friends, we ain't going to the internet. I'm not going to the internet. And I felt like, you know, I'm always the one that's gonna let the narrative run and let people think what they want to think and not clear nothing up. Cause it's just, it'll never be that serious to me. Like I'm cool. I ain't gotta clear nothing up.
So how long behind the scenes do you feel like have things been rocky between y'all two?
I feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since shit been going on behind closed doors. Like I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance, you living in Miami, she living in LA, did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was recording? Because y'all last album didn't do well. And I feel like even in interviews, y'all weren't in sync. And it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was just in two different headspaces. Like the way we dressed was different. Like I'm more of, I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routine, that was probably like the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. It's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like I gotta do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on two different pages. Yeah. And I felt like whenever we just a video shoot, just anything, like it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids. And that's what really made me start doing like Rich Roulette and getting into my merch and things like that because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Basically, right now, today, it's not bad, it's not good, but do you still feel like you would consider JT a sister?
Yeah, I feel like we grew up together. I feel like I'm gonna always look at her as family, but again, like everything I'm not gonna sit here and just like do that strategic question. How are you? Yeah, that's my sister. We go, no, shit ain't all good, but it's not all bad either. And I just want to move forward from that. I don't want to have to keep answering that question. It's just what it is. It's nothing going on. We not in the group no more. She went her own way, I went my own way, and that's just where we at.
Okay, period.
And I don't want to answer it no more, so don't ask me.
Hey, yo. Look at her face right here. Look at how she answered that last piece. They don't like each other no more. And I'm not saying that they have to, but this is your perfect opportunity. Y'all both have already spoken on the situation and said that y'all was in a better place than whatever. And it was, you know what I mean? City girl shit, even when it ain't city girl shit. Y'all both came out and basically said that. Now, top of August, you're coming out and saying it ain't good, it ain't bad, it ain't nothing. Y'all ain't friends no more. That's the truth for the matter. And the reason why y'all situation wasn't really unfolding correctly with that last album is because y'all ain't been friends in a minute. Right? Saucy saying you still consider her sister. She said, I still consider her family. Sister hits different than family. Right? Because when it comes to like sister, it's like that connotation, especially with somebody who you ain't really like, that ain't in your family. That's like, we still locked in even if we ain't locked in. When it comes to saying, I still look at her like family, it feels more like, those family members that you don't fuck with. You don't give a damn if you don't see them for a year, 2 years, 5 years. They just family. Family reunion come around and we got some good goddamn sausage, some goddamn baked beans, some goddamn baby back, beef rib. We'll get in chit chat. You know what I'm saying? But once I leave that motherfucker, I take this t-shirt off. I see you when I see ya. That's where they at right now. That would it sound like to me. And, I'd be remiss if I talk about this without mentioning the whole Lil Uzi Vert and Young Miami exchange, right? The disrespectful shit that was going on, and Southside had to intervene and, you know, kind of like let it be known, hey man, you're not gonna talk to her any kind of way, when JT really wasn't stepping in the way that she could have, right? It seems like ever since that took place, they've been in a funny place. Ever since JT locked in with Uzi, Young Miami went and locked in with Diddy, their lives just took complete different paths, right? And for a minute, JT was out here looking, I don't know, she was a little funny in the light. Like, a lot of people were taken to Young Miami. If y'all are willing to go down memory lane, you know, 12 to 16 months ago, Miami was out here active. Miami was out here kind of popping, right? Which is what jumped off the Caresha Please thing in the first place, which is why there was an interest in it. JT was kind of looking like, you know, on the outside looking in, it looked like Miami had outgrown the group, and JT really was focused on, I want to rap, I want to do music, right? That's how it seemed. And I think there's a level of truth to that. But the truth of the matter is, to me, and this is all assumptions, Young Miami is looking at it like, we ain't really rocking like that. She already said folks are tapping in for City Girl features, but they're only getting one or the other when it comes to the feature. It's a Young Miami feature or a JT. We're not showing up as a tandem. They're out doing shows. They're not really hanging out with each other. They're not even really rehearsing all that much with each other. They just showing up, doing their job, and going off to do whatever the next thing is to the next show. Chemistry down bad. Everything looking not where it needs to be, right? So Miami like, shit, it's jet life, baby, no currency. You know what I'm saying? Shit, jet life, TV, film, learning from Puff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he jerked niggas over in the music industry, but shit, I'm not signed to him. She thought it was the good life. Till shit wasn't. But as for JT, she wanted to be a solo artist. She had been trying to get to that in the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I make it very clear. I've spoken about it on my channel. The producer, Priority AP. She talked about how much music she produced for JT solo wise. None of that made the album. But she was like, she got a lot of fire sitting on, you know what I'm saying? Priority AP was the producer engineer that wasn't being paid by QC for her work. So clearly they were in two different spaces, right? So now everything comes to a head. That last album, Floppy Doppy, you know what I mean? And that kind of like brought things to a screeching halt, because now it's like, where the fuck do we go next? We're not going to keep pouring into an unsuccessful group. Y'all gotta figure out a way. And the way they figured out is to go separate ways. So then JT has a successful project out, you know what I'm saying? Solo project. People tapping in with her. She did her promo run that she did during the summer. She's coming back out to do actual tour dates in theaters. You know what I'm saying? So she's about to launch, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna say about to launch. She's launching the second act of her career. Unfortunately for Miami, now that things haven't panned out with Diddy and everything that came out on him, and there's so much more to be discovered about him in the next few months, probably going into next year, she's kind of left in limbo, because all she really has left is Caresha Please. But who's coming on Caresha Please? Who knew Caresha Please was still in production, right? She's been trying to drop music. She's been putting snippets out here and there. The girl with no makeup shit didn't really pop off. You know what I'm saying? She goes on to tell us, QC, is rejecting her music. Let's get into that part of the conversation. Because that shit definitely hit different.
And being behind the scenes, you pay for your own studio. You still working.
Shit.
You pay for so much stuff that's even for your brand and stuff out of
Yeah.
pocket. Watching you invest in your business.
Yeah, that's something that I take pride into. It's like I want to bet on myself because I feel like everybody always count me out, and I feel like this whole time I've been an underdog.
Yeah.
You know, like if I live, like people was like, we tried to tell you, y'all tried to tell me I couldn't rap.
And look, what I've accomplished.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I love betting on myself because it's like I love betting on myself because I believe in myself. And just like you said, like I've been investing in myself in the last year.
Yeah.
I've been trying to build the team, trying to find managers, trying to find.
Oh, baby, you higher and fire.
Oh my God, because it's just like I know my potential. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like I got an empire to build.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna invest every dollar, every penny that I got into myself. So I do pay for my own studio, and I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music, or you know, you're not elevating it. You know, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now, and it's just like when it comes to, I feel like Young Miami as an artist, that's the music I make. I make fun music. You know what it is, Santana? I feel like I lost my personality. And I feel like the reason why I lost my personality is because everything is so literally now. Like,
Yes.
we can just be at the pool just talking something, and the next day you wake up and it's a headline and it just goes so deep. And that's something that it's just like, I feel like I lost myself.
All right. So, Young Miami been taking music. They not accepting it. They saying we're not seeing no growth. Basically, what they're telling her is, you keep bringing us city girl music. We want to know what your next phase is going to sound like. You bringing us the same shit y'all already was making, but you doing it by yourself. That's basically what they're saying. That's not what we trying to do. We need to get your second act together to where you can stand on your own too and be unique. The only problem I have with that is if the music she's making is authentically her, then she just gonna have to keep putting out city girl coded music, right? JT already said that she didn't have the most input in the creative direction of the City Girls as a group. So I would think that they must have been going under the ideas that Miami was bringing to the table. Even though she wasn't necessarily the writer, she was the one that was coming up. She wanted more of the upbeat, fun club shit. So she's going to have to continue to put out upbeat, fun club shit because that's who she talks to. That's what she likes to do with her time. That's where she likes to be. That's the crowd that gravitates to her. And even if I think her music is completely ass cheeks, she gonna have to keep flooding for her base. I don't think Young Miami as a solo artist is gonna be no Billboard charting top 20 album, top 40 singles. That's not who she is. City Girls as a group, they had a balance to them. They brought something that was unique at the time when they first jumped in, but then everybody jumped in on the women, the women movement. And when other more talented women jump in the space, they're gonna divert attention away from y'all because y'all really wasn't like the cream of the crop. Now JT does have more going for her in the music department because she was a rapper the whole time. So she tapped into her like, let me go gutter with this shit. Let me go hood, make trap music, and goddamn just see where it goes. But with Miami, she feels like she's lost her identity because now everything she does is placed under a lot of scrutiny. This Diddy shit is a fucking black cloud over her. Every move she makes, it's looking like, what you doing? Where are you going? What? She on a highway, niggas like, what you got in your trunk? You know what I'm saying? She out with her kids and shit like, are you sure those are your kids? So I do feel her on a humanistic level to be like, man, she's lost her personality because everything that she does is now being judged. It's now being placed under a very large microscope. Where when they first came out, she was able to have fun. She was able to be free. She was able to talk about what she wanted to talk about, dress how she wanted to. And those days are pretty much over for her. And she's trying to figure out her pivot point. There's some people out there that feel like Young Miami is full of fucking shit. And, you know, I wanted to make this video without that outside influence because I don't know what's real to her. I don't know this woman. But I think I've given pretty much my comprehensive take on what I thought about the interview. I did end up watching the majority of it, although we only used a few clips. You can go on Revolt TV and check it out. Again, it's nearly 2 million views. Go check it out. It's a half hour. It ain't that long. I'm glad. Getting kind of tired of these hour and a half interviews with people that really don't need it. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some battery. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.